An Eritrean armed group has announced the start of military operations in Eritrea. Welcome to my views and news. Thank you for watching. Good to be with you. Uh, Important development: an Eritrean opposition group, which is armed, it has announced the start of attacks in Eritrea controlled territory. What is the name of this armed group? When did the group make the announcement? Uh, let's not talk about the capabilities of this group. Let's talk about what the group is saying, what it intends to do. Will it be able to carry out attacks or not? That we can discuss in some other videos. But let's have a look at what the group is saying. I'm talking about RASADO, Red Sea Afar Democratic Organization. RASADO has held an emergency meeting for 2 days, and after the conclusion of this meeting, it has made announcement about 6 important points. 2 points are very important, showing that RASADO is going to up the ante and start operations in Eritrea. Where is RASADO based? RASADO is based in Ethiopia. RASADO was formed over 2 decades ago. It opposed referendum of independence held in Eritrea. It has been opposing Isaias Afwerki's government. It accuses Isaias Afwerki's government of marginalizing Afars, of denying due rights to Afar population of southern Red Sea zone of Eritrea and other zones of Eritrea. The group a few days ago called for right to self-determination for Afar people, and it used the term secession too, as if it wants Afar people to secede from Eritrea. But in this statement, there is no mention of secession. Rather, the group says it wants an Afar state as part of Eritrea. RSADO met in Logia, Samra, Afar region of Ethiopia, for 2 days. Its central committee met. Central committee of the organization held emergency meeting, and after the conclusion of the meeting for 2 days, decisions have been made. RSADO is armed. Everyone knows that. RSADO was backed by EPRDF when Eritrea was arming Eritrean opposition groups. Ethiopia backed and armed RSADO. RSADO went into hiding when Afwerki and Abiy normalized bilateral relations. During Tigray War, 2 RSADO leaders were hunted down by Eritrean forces, but they managed to survive. Back then, EDF and ENDF were fighting jointly against Tigray fighters. RSADO managed to survive. And after Ethiopia-Eritrea relations deteriorated, RSADO once again emerged in the Ethiopian Afar region. Now its fighters being trained, armed, backed by the Ethiopian National Defense Force. What is RSADO saying? RSADO firstly says that its central committee has approved that attacks must be carried out on enemy weapons directed at Afar population. Where are the enemy weapons? Obviously, RSADO is talking about southern Red Sea zone of Eritrea, where majority of Afar population lives. And I think Assab is also located. Assab port is also located in this zone. So it means that RSADO intends to attack Eritrean military bases, because generally weapons are deployed to military bases, to border areas. So RSADO intends to hit Ethiopia-Eritrea border areas where there is deployment of Eritrean military. Eritrean weapons are there definitely. RSADO wants to hit Eritrean military bases in southern Red Sea zone of Eritrea. Will RSADO be able to attack or not? We're not talking about that. We're talking about the announcement only. Firstly. Secondly, the emergency meeting of the Central Committee of RASADO has approved operations by RASADO in enemy held areas. Where? Enemy held area is not Ethiopia, it's Eritrea. RASADO fighters are going to infiltrate Eritrea Ethiopia border. They will try to enter Eritrean border and carry out attacks in Eritrea. Where, when, how, we don't know. But they have approved, Central Committee has approved these types of operations inside Eritrea. Thirdly, RASADO has asked youths and women to join this struggle. Fourthly, RASADO has approved a plan to restructure and enhance the military capabilities of the organization. RASADO relies on ENDF and Ethiopian federal government. It is getting support from a far regional government, from a far tribal elders. So it can enhance its capabilities. It can acquire weapons from the federal government of Ethiopia, from the ENDF. It can have its fighters trained by the Ethiopian National Defense Force. In fact, the RASADO fighters have been trained recently. Some specialized units have been established. Specialized units to conduct surveillance, intelligence collection operations. Commando units of RASADO reportedly are being established. And all that is being done by the Ethiopian National Defense Force and Ethiopian Intelligence Agency. Another important announcement by RASADO is about the strengthening of its presence in areas of direct engagement with enemy forces. What does it mean? It means that RASADO wants to have its presence on Ethiopia-Eritrea border and inside Eritrea. Because the engagement, if it happened, will be on the border or inside Eritrea, or maybe it could be inside Ethiopia too. This is what Eritrea wants. Inside Ethiopia, there is already presence of RASADO in the Afar region. RASADO wants to enhance its presence in border areas and in Eritrea, especially in southern Red Sea zone. Lastly, RASADO wants to engage international community, regional players to advance its interests, to brief the international community about the plight of the Afar people so that it could get support from the international community for its case for the rights of the Afar population in Eritrea. Gradually, we are seeing that RASADO is gearing up for armed activities on Eritrean soil. If RASADO is unleashed by Ethiopia to attack Eritrean territories, Eritrean military, what will Eritrea do? Eritrea is prepared. Eritrea is training, arming Ibrahim Usman-led Afar anti-prosperity party group on Eritrean soil. RASADO is led by Ibrahim Harun. Both are Ibrahim. RASADO led by Ibrahim Harun, an anti-prosperity party, Afar group in Eritrea, being led by Ibrahim Usman. The two Afar groups making preparations. Ibrahim Usman led making preparations to hit BP in Ethiopia, and BP leaders and ENDF bases, while in Ethiopia, RASADO preparing to hit EDF and Eritrean government leaders in Eritrea. Let's see what happens. Thank you for watching.